Thank you. Thank you. Well, to John, thank you for all have you have done, putting together this program of stress reduction for so many years. Thank you. I want to make you a question. I know it's not exactly inside the matter of your program, but you could probably give it a try. The question is this one. Um, First of all, well, I think I'm lucky to have an existence in this life. We are lucky. But sometimes I wonder, uh, reading about mindfulness, meditation, a little bit of Buddhism, even though I'm not Buddhist, but I read a little bit.
Yeah.
So the question is, what is the purpose of us living in this world? I mean, this temporal staying here in the planet, in this world. What is the purpose of that? At least from the human side. That's the
Yeah.
question.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you mean by purpose?
Okay. What I mean is, the question is related to the way sometimes we in the Western world, I mean this part of the world, Europe, America, we think we are here to accomplish certain goals like family, uh, profession, you know, fulfilling all these things. But I'm now reading about this meditation, etc., and I come to think, wow, but sometimes comes to like it's not so important. Some of this stuff is not so important. It's more important to live the present moment by moment, until probably it's over this temporal life we're living in. So that's why I
Thank
thought about
you.
the question.
Well,
Oh,
I think you just
what,
answered. I think you just answered your own question, and very beautifully too, because there's no conflict between, wanting to get stuff done and realizing your own nature as a human being or our nature as a species. Why would there be any conflict whatsoever around that? In a way, if you're just zoning along on autopilot, as many of us do most of the time, to get through the day or to get through some piece of work or to get to some better place at some better time when we've gathered enough money or whatever it is, you could be missing years and years of your life, not even see your children for who they are, not have enough time. I don't have time. When you say to yourself, I don't have time, that should be a real wake-up call. You don't have time for what? All of us only have this moment. Everything else is just a concept. And so there doesn't seem to me that there's any contradiction between uh, being and doing, which is, I guess, at the heart of what you're saying is like, what is the purpose of all the doing? Well, what you could equally, I'll ask, what is the purpose of all the being? And, I would prefer not to even put that into words because, in a way, especially prose, poetry maybe, but prose kind of collapses things down into a kind of statement of whatever that's not really capable of containing the beauty and the mystery, so to speak. So I'll go with poetry and music at that point, and let the resonances of our caring for realizing what you said when you answered your own question, that realization is profound. And then it's not like, okay, now that's over and I'll just go back to work. That's like, you know, that's how we could actually live our lives from moment to moment. And that would be a tremendous gift, not to ourselves because it would be less stressful or that we'd feel, you know, much more at peace, but because we all influence each other. So when you, in some sense, recognize and learn to inhabit your own wholeness and your own well-being and your own beauty, and no longer are pursuing some small-minded self-interest that's driven very often by an acquisitiveness or a sort of trying to maximize your own personal gain, then the world becomes a profoundly better place. And we can actually rejoice in the beauty reflected in, just as you see when we go through the galleries, reflected in every single face. I mean, there's so much beauty, and we're actually experiencing rejoicing in that. And that's a gift in and of itself. It says, well, what's the ultimate purpose of that? You know, that's just mere cognition. That's the kind of question that doesn't even deserve an answer. Because then I would just ask, well, who wants to know? Who is it that's framing a question like that in merely cognitive terms when you have miraculous beings in front of you that are manifesting in an insanely number of different, beautiful, unique ways? So I hope that answers your question, Ricardo, having already answered your own question, but I'm just kind of building on it a little bit.
Good, very good answer. Thank you.
Thank you.